Hey fam, Mom here. We've been a lot of, we will say, interesting places in the course of our travels. We have a tendency to just come across like, I don't know, unique spots. And one of them we are going to share with you here today was when we ended up at an abandoned theme park in northern Bali. So, full transparency, it wasn't actually abandoned. I will just start with saying that. It was fully functioning and the staff was there. There was just nobody else there. We were the only visitors to the park, and it was the weirdest, like most surreal experience. Anyway, we're gonna dig into it a little bit more in a couple minutes, but how did we end up there, I guess, is one question. How did we end up there? So obviously traveling with kids is different than like traveling on your own, and the things that you stop and do are going to be different than the things that are on your list as big ticket items when you travel as just adults. A lot of times with our boys, that means we are stopping at places like theme parks, amusement parks, playgrounds. Oh my gosh, we are going to have a whole separate video just on the playgrounds that we have visited around the world. But we were in northern Bali. We decided to stay in Lavina Beach, which well, again, we're going to do a whole other video on that and how we chose that area, where we stayed, and being there with kids, everything like that. But what I will say about Lavina Beach is that it is much quieter. It's much quieter in northern Bali than it is in like southern Bali around like Ubud or Denpasar, any of those beaches down there. It's just like the road less traveled, I guess, which is honestly why we chose it. That's why we really like going places like that. But it means that there is oftentimes like not as much exciting, crazy, fun stuff going on for the kids to do. So we were driving into town the first time we came in and immediately saw this big theme park because they have a big, a big Ferris wheel. They have all the different things. And immediately the boys were both like, we have to go there. We have to go there. We have to go there. So, of course, we made it happen and we got we got an Uber driver to take us there. It's not Uber in Southeast Asia. It's, oh my God, what is it called? I just like lost the name of it. Anyway, so we got our driver to take us there. And as we pulled up, like it was just dead. It was just dead. And it was, I don't know. We were like, should we be here? Should we not? Obviously there's language barrier with everybody as you're going in, but we got tickets and on in we went. Here was our experience. Let's take it to the videos. So one of the first things that you see when you come into this park is this giant actual sized passenger jet, right? And you could go right up in it. You could go right up into this jet. And you can see, obviously, there's nobody here, just nobody. This place is dead. It's dead. But you can go up in the jet and it is a complete plane. Just a big empty plane with neon lights. And of course the boys wanted to drive. Right? What in the world? Huh.
Can we drive it?
Oh yeah, you could probably go check it out for sure. Good call.
Can I drive it for real?
I mean, yeah.
Hey.
I don't see why not. Get on in there. Hey, who's driving this thing?
Hey, you have to go take your seats. Guys.
Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt light. After that chilling experience, I felt like we were on Lost or something. I don't know. This whole thing was so weird. But after that, we hit up all of the rides that were available to us. It was just like a private amusement park experience.
Hello up there!
And that's the crazy thing, like the staff was all there, so all of the rides were open and just nobody else was around. We had it all to ourselves. It was dead. also a storm was brewing. It was coming together, and the next thing we did, it was we hopped on the Ferris wheel. So they're clearly blasting this, I don't know, Indonesian punk rock here. And on we get, and we get to the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh, look, more people. These were the only other people that were there the entire time. The entire time. The only outsiders that we spied. Anyway, we get to the top of the Ferris wheel, and I see that with this storm that's coming in is lightning, and there is just lightning. I'm trying to hold it together here. We're like sitting on here. I don't know why. There's nobody else to get on, nobody else to get off. They put us to the top of the Ferris wheel. They left us there. Incoming the storm. So it's never a dull moment when you are somewhere else, somewhere new, somewhere different. Obviously, this is not how things go in the US. That would be like a major lawsuit, but not in northern Bali. Not in northern Bali, no. But we were fine. That's the thing. Justin and Jude were on a different little car, and we were hollering to them the whole time. We all were fine. We were fine. It was fine. Next up was this exciting little river trip that we took, complete with guided driver. So we had a little gondola driver, and he just paddled us through this wonderful park into this cave where, okay, so the caves all had bats. This place was loaded with bats. And yes, these are man-made caves. Clearly they're man-made caves, but just chock full of bats. There was at one point there was like a walk through kind of like funhouse cave thing, and they were all sleeping in there. I didn't go through. I was terrified.
You think we're gonna get rained out?
No,
Think we're gonna get struck by
perhaps. Just kidding.
Hey, we're going into a white forest. Mom?
That's pretty sweet.
Oh, if one of these fall down on us. Oh, Mom, look at those on the.
And last but not least was this fun little fly-through car thing. I don't know, but it was like suspended from this rail, and it was like an open gondola. We had a steering wheel, but it didn't work. The steering wheel didn't work, obviously. We got to choose our radio station, so obviously I chose the Backstreet Boys, and we just blasted it all the way around the park as the storm came in to get us.
You are my fire, the one.
And I think that they were trying to like, channel their inner Disney World or Universal, because they had these life-size structures everywhere. I don't know, life-size lit up action figures. It was actually really cool. Like, all of Southeast Asia has these just like really wild, immersive experiences that are different from anywhere else, and it's something that when you're there for a while you start to get used to, and it becomes kind of run of the mill. But coming back to the US or going there for the first time, you're just like, what is this? Like, this is insane. This is so crazy. So the other things that we did here at this theme park, we did eat. We got some food, and it was fine. It was like, carnival food. That's what it was. And after that, it was time for us to go. We did everything this park had to offer, and I really feel like we had the best possible experience that we could. Honestly, like, what I think it's probably for is for big groups of like tour buses, because we did see tons of tour buses going, all over to different places throughout the island. And so I think that probably this is there for like a stop on a tour. And I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Have you ever been here? If you've been here, let me know in the comments. Or if you have any idea like what the deal is with this place, let me know in the comments. If you would go here, if you want to take your kids here, let me know in the comments. Let us know. And yeah, that's our trip to the abandoned theme park in northern Bali. Hope you loved it, and stay tuned for more about Northern Bali, more about traveling with kids. We will be digging into all of it. So like and subscribe if this is your kind of thing. Bye, fam.